Friends, have you ever heard the story of a man who possessed incredible strength, defeated lions with his bare hands, and destroyed entire buildings with a single move? A story full of passion, betrayal, and miracles. Today, we will tell you about Samson, one of the most mysterious heroes of the Bible, about how he was born by the will of God, his incredible feats, the love that became his curse, and of course, why his fate teaches us the most important life lessons. I promise, this story will make you believe in the power of spirit and the wisdom of God. Watch until the end. Long ago in Israel, there lived a man named Manoah. He and his wife were righteous people, but they had no children. One day an angel of the Lord appeared before Manoah's wife and said, "You will give birth to a son, and he will be a Nazirite, a chosen one of God, and no razor must touch his head, for his strength will be in his hair." This news filled her heart with joy and reverence. When the boy was born, they named him Samson. From an early age, he was different from other children. His hair was never cut, and a special strength given by God lived in his heart. He grew stronger, and soon his name became known throughout the land of Israel. At that time, the people of Israel were enslaved by the Philistines, a powerful and cruel nation. But Samson was born to free his people. His strength was so great that one day he tore apart a lion with his bare hands, as if it were a weak goat. Soon, Samson fell in love with a woman from the Philistine people, which angered his fellow Israelites. They could not understand how he could love a woman from the enemy's nation. But Samson followed the call of his heart. At his wedding, he posed a riddle to the guests. Out of the eater came something to eat, and out of the strong came something sweet. This was a reference to the honey he found in the carcass of the lion he had killed. But the Philistines, unable to solve the riddle, deceitfully obtained the answer from his wife. When Samson found out, he was furious. He went to another city, killed 30 men, and took their clothes to give them to those who had answered his riddle. This marked the beginning of his conflict with the Philistines. Later, the Philistines began to hunt Samson, but he defeated them every time. Once he took the jawbone of a donkey and single-handedly killed 1,000 warriors. His strength knew no bounds. But despite all his power, Samson had a weakness: his heart. He fell in love with a woman named Delilah, and she was the reason for his downfall. The Philistine rulers offered Delilah silver to find out the secret of Samson's strength. At first, he deceived her, saying that he could be weakened if bound with fresh bowstrings. But when Delilah tried it, Samson easily broke free. She did not give up and continued to persuade him. Finally, he confessed, "My strength is in my hair. If it is cut, I will become as weak as any other man." When Samson fell asleep, Delilah cut his hair. At that moment, his strength left him. The Philistines seized him, blinded him, and imprisoned him, making him their slave. It seemed like the story was over. The great warrior was broken, his strength lost. But God's mercy did not abandon Samson. While he was in captivity, his hair began to grow back. One day, the Philistines held a feast and brought Samson out to entertain the crowd. They led him to a massive temple where a multitude of enemies had gathered. Samson prayed to God one last time, "Lord, give me strength once more so that I may take revenge on my enemies for my eyes." He reached for the 2 pillars holding up the temple and pushed them with all his might. The pillars collapsed and the temple crumbled, burying the Philistine rulers and thousands of people under the rubble. Thus, Samson won his final victory at the cost of his own life. This story teaches us that strength is not just in muscles but in will, faith, and resilience. Samson made mistakes. He succumbed to temptations, but even in his downfall, he managed to fulfill God's purpose for him. We all face trials. Sometimes we are betrayed, and sometimes we make mistakes ourselves. But like Samson, we can always return to our origins, find our strength, and overcome difficulties. If this story inspired you, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and comment on which Bible stories interest you. If we reach 3,000 likes, I will prepare another exciting episode. See you soon, friends. May strength and wisdom always be with you.